Last night, Blizzard dropped information related to the Mercenaries. This morning, we got a much larger write-up about the information related to the expansion update, everything from Mercenaries, Dark Citadel, Party Finder, level cap update, and more. So let me give you the highlights. First thing you're going to notice right here, newfound companions across Sanctuary using the Party Finder tool. So there will be a way in-game to actually find other players to group with. We'll talk about why they're adding this here in just a moment. Also, there are murmurs of progression updates looming ahead, permanently changing leveling across Diablo 4. We saw some I don't know if it was a leak or just a teaser, but basically you could see that it looks like level 60 might be the new cap related to Diablo 4 instead of level 100, and there will be Paragon levels, etc. above that. Now, there are mercenaries coming to the game. There are 4 different ones. Basically, you're going to have a variety depending upon what you're trying to accomplish. You have like the shield bearer, which looks obviously some type of protection person. You have like a berserker here as well, which is, I'm guessing, DPS, like melee DPS. You have the cursed child, which look like ranged DPS or mage DPS. And then there's your drunken archer, your ranged DPS. So you got a range, a mage, a warrior, and then like a protector. It looks like the mercenaries themselves also have their own small version of a skill tree here, you can see. This is also interesting. There's something called a reinforcement, which is you have your main mercenary that follows you around. Then you have a reinforcement mercenary that comes in based upon a trigger in the game to cast one of the abilities that person has. So you sort of have like your main guy, then you have your call-in, almost like a fighting game, if you're familiar how you can have somebody come in to like perform a move, for instance. In order to level up your mercenaries and acquire their skills, you're going to need to level something called rapport. Looks somewhat similar to reputation systems we've had before. And there will be mercenary-related events. You'll also earn a currency system called Pell Marks, which is going to allow you to purchase items for your mercenary itself. And each mercenary will have their own inventory in which you can barter from. They have their own vendor and will also, they say, seek out their corresponding talents as blacksmith, occultist, jeweler, and trusty stash holder. So now we get onto the Dark Citadel. Basically, there are raids in the game. This is a cooperative in-game PvE content that has rewards. They call this the Ultimate Co-op Challenge, the first of its kind in Diablo 4. It's an in-game cooperative dungeon, rewards groups of players that can best the many perils that lay within. There are 3 different wings of the Citadel, and after you beat these 3 wings, there is a final boss. Now, it does seem like this is co-op only, as it says, will require the efforts of your entire party. And it seems like they're adding a ping system in the game, because there's a new marker system will be available to help indicate your next intended move, so they're adding like a ping system for communication. Here's a little screenshot of what one of the bosses looks like. Now, in terms of reward, it looks like there's going to be exclusive items. So whether that be new type of mythic uniques or something like that, we don't know. But there's going to be caches that drop resplendent sparks as well as these new exclusive items. And also, sort of like what I was hoping they were going to have with the leaderboard gauntlet, for instance, they're actually having cosmetics that you can earn in-game. There is an in-game quest that you will reach upon the in-game, whatever that defines as. They don't say here, but basically there's going to be an introductory quest at the in-game, which only needs to be completed once on your account, and then you don't have to do it again, and you can find allies and bolster your party through the new Party Finder system. Now, at the bottom, it does say, mastering this challenge requires a minimum of 2 players, but it is recommended to raise arms with a party of 4. Here's what the new Party Finder system looks like. So you can kind of basically put up a party, a group, say what you're intending to do. You have tags here, looks like competitive, completionist, chatty, etc. So you can sort of tag your party like you want and then find like-minded adventurers. There is also a new dungeon, which is interesting. They call it the Underbelly of Kuros, the Undercity, 2 unders there. Now, here's the thing about it. It is a multi-stage time attack dungeon, perfect for leveling towards in-game content and targeting powerful items to help you progress. Basically, you fight hordes, time limited, kill as many as you can, increases the quality of your rewards by gaining attunement while you kill these different monsters. This reminds me a little bit of Inferno Hordes. And you can augment these runs through the use of something called tributes, which can be used for augment future runs to target specific rewards. Completing activities while in the Undercity collects attunement, which increases the quality of the loot after slaying one of the Undercity's all-new bosses. Higher quality tributes yield the greatest spoils, but also they raise the challenge of your next Undercity run considerably. So it seems like you run this to get geared, to get ready for the Dark Citadel, basically. Now, again, they sort of tease the leveling changes. Here, I'll just read this. Across Sanctuary, the progression updates coming with Vessel of Hatred will offer a permanent and fundamental shift in how you level and progress throughout the world. I would guess this means level 60 in an infinite Paragon system. And they're probably moving towards like procedural, infinite dungeons and grinding in order to be able to have an in-game where you can push more and more and more, I would guess. Similar to the overhaul and itemization in Season 4 Loot Reborn, these permanent changes to the base game are aimed at making leveling more rewarding, putting more power in your hands. You'll be able to access deeper customization to power earlier in your character's adventure, reinvigorating the leveling journey to new heights. We'll also have more to share on August 29th. They also added these new wings into the game. There was already wings with your pre-order, but now these have these demon version of these wings as well. If you already pre-ordered, you just get them. If you haven't, this is another incentive they're adding. And then pre-purchase on Xbox, Battle.net, and get Game Pass Ultimate as well. So just a few ads here at the end of this. So quite some significant amount of changes are coming to the game. Leveling system, mercenaries, a calling in system with the mercenaries, an in-game dark citadel, which basically looks like a raid, like new co-op, mandatory co-op raid system with exclusive rewards around it. And they had to build a party finder system, both to answer what people are wanting already. People are already asking for party finder. Plus, if they're going to add mandatory co-op in the game for the most in-game content, then you're going to need a party finder system. So they added that as well. There's also the new time attack dungeons with rewards related to that, which seems to be like your intermediary step between probably hitting close to whatever the new level cap is, gearing up to go to the Dark Citadel. And that's pretty much it for the expansion details that we got right now. They did say August 29th there was going to be more expansion details. So it looks like that is not all of it. Maybe we'll get a breakdown on the leveling systems, etc., what's happening. If you got any questions, come on by the live stream. I will be live now as of the posting of this video, and the link for all that is down below. Have a wonderful day.